21 Savage is under fire. After Boosie Badazz publicly checked his controversial F the Streets movement, fans are split. Social media is exploding, and the rapper himself has finally responded. You won't believe what he said and how the streets are reacting. This isn't just drama, it's a clash that could shake the hip-hop world. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the hottest controversies in hip-hop right now. 21 Savage, known for his raw lyrics and street credibility, is facing massive backlash after Boosie Badazz publicly called out his F the Streets movement. In this video, we're breaking down every detail. What sparked the clash, how fans are reacting, and 21 Savage's shocking response. By the end of this video, you'll have the full story with all the facts, the reactions from the hip-hop community, and why this feud is sparking debates across social media. Make sure you stay tuned because some of the revelations might surprise even the biggest 21 Savage fans. To fully understand the current backlash, we need to go back and look at how 21 Savage's F the Streets movement started. This initiative, which the rapper has promoted heavily on social media, is meant to call out individuals in the streets who, according to 21, don't live up to loyalty and respect. It was initially intended as a social commentary, highlighting accountability and the harsh realities of street life. However, from the moment he started posting messages and videos under the hashtag F the Streets, the reactions were mixed. Fans praised him for being honest and shedding light on what he considers street-level hypocrisy. But critics argued that the movement comes across as confrontational, divisive, and even disrespectful to certain communities. Some even accused 21 of targeting people publicly instead of focusing on positive solutions, which immediately drew attention from other hip-hop figures. And this is where Boosie Badazz enters the picture. Known for speaking his mind and calling out fellow artists without hesitation, Boosie didn't hold back. In a viral clip, he publicly checked 21 Savage, questioning both the motives behind the movement and whether it was really helping anyone. His comments instantly went viral, sparking debates across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, with hashtags like BoosieVs21 trending within hours. But here's the thing. Boosie's check wasn't just another diss. It came with hard-hitting questions that many fans and rappers are now asking themselves. Is F the Streets empowering the community, or is it just stirring unnecessary drama? And how will 21 Savage respond to someone as outspoken as Boosie? After Boosie Badazz publicly checked him, 21 Savage didn't stay silent for long. Within hours, fans noticed that he was posting cryptic messages on his social media platforms, Instagram stories, tweets, and even snippets in interviews, addressing the controversy without directly naming Boosie at first. His initial posts were a mix of defiance and reflection, suggesting that he stood by the F the Streets movement but also recognized the intensity of the backlash it had generated. In one particular tweet that immediately went viral, 21 Savage wrote about accountability and loyalty, reinforcing the idea that the movement was not meant to target individuals personally, but rather highlight larger issues in the streets and the culture surrounding them. Fans were quick to analyze every word, debating whether he was apologizing, doubling down, or just sending a warning to anyone who might challenge him. The reactions from fans were just as explosive. Social media lit up with heated discussions. Some fans defended 21, saying that Boosie was overreacting and that the rapper had the right to voice his opinions. They argued that F the Streets is about truth-telling and calling out dishonesty, something that 21 has always been known for in his music. Others, however, sided with Boosie, claiming that the movement felt aggressive and unnecessary. Memes, reaction videos, and live streams debating the clash started trending almost immediately, turning this feud into one of the biggest social media topics in hip-hop that week. Even other artists jumped into the conversation. Some offered support to 21, praising his courage for speaking out, while others agreed with Boosie, saying that the streets don't need more public disputes. The debate even reached major hip-hop news outlets, who began covering it not just as a feud, but as a cultural discussion about influence, responsibility, and the role of rappers in shaping the fan reactions created a pressure cooker moment for 21 Savage. Every post, every video, and every comment he made was dissected for meaning. It became clear that this wasn't just a simple social media spat. This was a situation that could impact his reputation, relationships in the industry, and even his connection with fans who follow his music and lifestyle closely. But what's really shocking, and what many people didn't expect, is the statement 21 Savage released a few days later during a live interview. In it, he directly addresses Boosie for the first time, and the way he responded has left the hip-hop world buzzing. In the next section, we're going to break down that response, word by word, including the subtleties and hidden messages that fans are still decoding. You won't believe some of the things he said, and it could completely change how this feud is perceived. The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. 21 Savage broke his silence in a live interview, and the reaction was immediate. Unlike his cryptic social media posts, this was a clear, unfiltered response to Boosie's public check. He started by acknowledging the controversy, saying that he understood why some people, including Boosie, had concerns about the F the Streets movement. But then, he pivoted to defend the purpose and intent behind it, explaining that the initiative was never meant to disrespect anyone personally, but to shed light on issues of loyalty, honesty, and accountability in the streets. What made this response particularly interesting were the subtle jabs and layered messages embedded in his statements. While he praised the importance of speaking out and holding people accountable, there were moments in the interview where fans speculated he was indirectly addressing Boosie with pointed remarks. For example, he mentioned that sometimes lessons have to be learned without sugarcoating the truth, a line that many interpreted as a subtle rebuke to Boosie's criticism. These kinds of statements sent fans and social media detectives into overdrive, analyzing his tone, body language, and word choice for hidden meanings. Fans reacted with a mix of awe, confusion, and excitement. Some hailed 21 Savage for standing firm and taking the high ground, noting that he didn't resort to name-calling or unnecessary aggression. Others felt that the indirect jabs were a strategic way to assert dominance without escalating the feud openly. Memes and reaction videos quickly spread, dissecting the interview frame by frame, with some fans even creating side-by-side comparisons of his words versus Boosie's original statements. Meanwhile, the discussion wasn't limited to fans alone. Hip-hop analysts and influencers began weighing in, pointing out how this feud reflects a larger cultural tension in the rap community. On one hand, there's respect for transparency and speaking truths about street life. On the other, there's criticism that public checks like Boosie's can be divisive and potentially damaging to the unity of the community. Some argued that this clash highlights a generational shift in how rappers engage with social media. 21 Savage's younger fan base thrives on viral moments, while veterans like Boosie approach issues with a more traditional, outspoken method. And just when it seemed like the conversation was settling, 21 Savage dropped another bombshell during the same interview. He hinted that the F the Streets movement might evolve into something bigger, something that goes beyond social media hashtags and videos. He teased upcoming projects, collaborations, and initiatives that could address the very issues he's been calling out, but in a more concrete, impactful way. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating what comes next. As the feud between 21 Savage and Boosie Badazz unfolded, it didn't take long for the broader hip-hop community to weigh in. Social media was flooded with opinions from fellow artists, producers, influencers, and even music journalists, each adding their own perspective to what was quickly becoming one of the most talked about controversies in recent memory. 21 Savage, praising him for his courage to speak out and maintain authenticity. They argued that in an era where rappers often soften their messages for mainstream appeal, 21 was being unapologetically real. These supporters highlighted that the F the Streets movement is more than just a slogan. It's a reflection of the struggles, betrayals, and street codes that many in the hip-hop community experience firsthand. Clips of these artists defending him began going viral, with fans praising the solidarity and seeing it as a sign that 21's message was resonating with the right audience. On the flip side, several high-profile figures publicly sided with Boosie, claiming that while speaking the truth is important, 21's method risked causing unnecessary conflict. They warned that public callouts can escalate into bigger disputes, impacting not only the artists involved, but also the communities they influence. Some even pointed out that, in today's social media age, a viral controversy can spread faster than any music release, for better or worse. Media outlets also joined the conversation. Hip-hop blogs, YouTube channels, and even mainstream news started dissecting the feud, covering everything from Boosie's viral clips to 21 Savage's live interview responses. Headlines questioned the cultural implications of the movement, Is it a genuine attempt at reforming street culture, or is it a publicity stunt to keep 21 Savage trending? These discussions sparked intense debates in comment sections, podcasts, and Twitter threads, with fans passionately defending their favorite artist. What makes this response from the hip-hop community so intriguing is how it reflects the generational and stylistic differences within the genre. Boosie represents a more outspoken, no-nonsense approach to addressing issues. He speaks his mind, often with direct criticism. 21 Savage, on the other hand, represents a newer wave of rappers who use social media, viral content, and strategic messaging to communicate complex ideas indirectly. The clash isn't just personal, it's emblematic of a larger cultural conversation about how hip-hop should handle accountability, social issues, and public disputes in the digital era. And yet, despite all the opinions, reactions, and media coverage, the most suspenseful part of this story is yet to unfold. 21 Savage hinted in a follow-up interview that there could be new developments involving other artists, collaborations, and even social initiatives connected to F the Streets. This tease has left fans and critics alike on high alert, wondering if we're about to witness one of the biggest, most coordinated moves in modern hip-hop drama. So the question remains, will this feud escalate into a legendary showdown between two influential figures, or will it evolve into something entirely unexpected, potentially changing the way the hip-hop community approaches accountability and loyalty? In the next section, we'll examine the social media explosion surrounding this clash and how fans, memes, and viral content are keeping the controversy alive like never before.